Hello, my name is Andrew Fake from Minds and Money. Delighted to be joined today by Ronald, who's the Chief Operating Officer of Hornet Corporation. Delighted to have you with us today, Ronald.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Ronald, can you start us by giving us a brief overview as to the Hornet Corporation, who you are and what you do?
Yes. So we are a true owner-operator based out of Hendersonville, Tennessee, here in the United States. And we drill oil wells and operate oil wells. We've been here for, like I said, 15 years since our very first well that we drilled. And basically what we do is we connect investors with our company, where we go out and drill these wells together and take advantage of these energy prices. There are some benefits to where we are drilling is we can take advantage of any oil price because we have such a low cost of drilling here in the Appalachian Basin. So one of the reasons that I'm talking with you today is just to let everyone understand the benefits of investing directly in oil and gas, who they're doing business with. And one of the key advantages why someone might initially look at us at first is there are some major aggressive tax write-offs that you get in the current year of 2023 by investing in domestic oil and gas.
And just to sort of like carry on that sort of like theme sort of like further, so I can see that the tax write-offs could be of appeal to the investors who are listening in and who are attending our Miami show. But also it sounds that your business model is quite different from other oil and gas investment opportunities out there.
Well, it's correct in a couple standpoints. There is, yes, we love the tax write-off, but at the end of the day, we're wanting income and we're wanting oil and we want to make money for years to come. So this is not just a short-term, but also a long-term residual income. Our average well lasts 10 to 12 years. So this is an investment that is for a long time to come. And because of the energy prices where they are at right now, the returns are much greater. And it's not that we're doing anything different than we were doing 10 or 15 years ago. It's just of where the price of oil and energy is at that can benefit any investor that's looking directly at what we're doing. And because we are a true owner operator, it's very hands-on. So you're dealing directly with us from beginning to end.
I know from talking to our investors, one of the first things they look at is the management and their track record. Can you tell us a little bit about your background in the oil and gas industry?
Yes. So I originally started strictly in gas fields with a broker dealer as a representative for them. And then it led me to GA Morrell and the Hornet Corporation back in 2008. And I came on board because I saw the opportunity that we had, not just for natural gas, but with oil. And it is a family-owned company. I like it because it's very hands-on. And one of the benefits by coming to work with Hornet Corporation is that, yes, you're looking to invest with Hornet, but I'm drilling your wells, I'm operating your wells, I live in Tennessee, I drill in Tennessee. And there's something about that for the partner as I deal a lot with the client relation end of this investment, is that you know what's going on every step of the way with your investment. So whether it's in energy or some other area of your portfolio, I think the communication end, and we can offer that being a true owner operator. The other thing I will let you know is right now, just in the world alone, with supply and demand, with materials, one of the biggest concerns you should have with any investment is how quickly is my investment going to work for me? Because what I have seen over the last year is a lot of delays. Companies cannot get supplies. And so you might make an investment, but it could be 18 months before your investment goes to work. One of the things that Hornet did is a lot of things works in trends. I saw this in 13 and 14. So when oil went down, COVID hit, negative oil prices, we stockpiled on a lot of equipment and a lot of materials. So what we're able to do now is with my investors is if they invest with us, within 30 to 60 days, I'm drilling your wells. Within 3 months, you're seeing results. So your money is going to work right away where you can see the results of that investment and not sitting around for a year, year and a half waiting to see results. So I think that's a very important thing to point out as far as investing directly with Hornet Corporation, and that we made those preparations knowing that we will be at this time now with the energy prices where they're at.
I mean, certainly just to add to what you've just said, I was talking to a leading private equity fund manager last week who both invests in oil and gas companies and also invests in mining companies. And they just said historically over time, over the last 15 to 20 years, they've found it a heck of a lot easier to go and make money out of investing in the oil and gas business as opposed to investing into mining companies. Not that I'm trying to dissuade some of our investors listening in not to invest into mining companies, but I just wanted to point out that, you know, investing into oil and gas companies historically has been a really good investment decision to go and take. Who are your kind of key shareholders? Is it mainly institutional? Is it mainly retail?
It's really across the board. So obviously, when we started out 15 years ago, it was just private investors because not everyone can go invest with Exxon or Chevron, you know, and actually own a piece of a well of what's coming out of the ground without it being diluted. So one of the things that has happened over time is we have better leases and better just overall operations as a company in our 15-year span, is now we are dealing with some institutional investors that we're putting projects together strictly for them to go out and drill just certain areas. But I will never lose focus of our private investor. They are what made our company from day one. So really across the board, I deal with any investment money. Every individual is different, so we look at it on a one-on-one basis. But at the end of the day, I feel like you're getting the same result, whether you're involved in 4 wells or 50 wells, is you're dealing with a company that's going to go out and drill your wells, operate your wells, and do everything in the correct manner. And one thing I will mention, I don't know with other companies, that we have an open door policy. And I always like to mention that, you know, if you want to come to Nashville, Tennessee and go to the oil field, you can actually go out and see the locations we're drilling, or even see past locations that we are drilling. And I think that is very good, maybe for someone that's never invested before or looking at the first time, that you can actually come out yourself hands-on and see actually how things work out in the oil field.
It seems to me from listening to this interview that you're very transparent with investors. You've also got good community relations as well, which kind of ties into the themes of ESG. How do you kind of demonstrate sustainability and ESG principles to your investors?
Well, if you're talking from the standpoint of how long this energy wave is going to last, and 2 things I can tell you. The first thing, this is a 2-part answer, but the first thing is we don't do any fracking here in Tennessee, and we don't deal with pipelines. So I tell you that strictly from the standpoint that environmentally or politically, when you're dealing with anything that could come along in the future from the standpoint of drilling, does not affect us. And I think that's very good for our partners. And the second part is, you know, if you Google 6,000 items that require oil for us to use, from the time that you go to bed at night to the brushing your teeth and laying down on the pillow, to the time you get up in the morning and use your comb, or even to the nice Teslas that ride on rubber tires and everything made within the car that comes from oil. One thing I think that you will find is this is not going anywhere anytime soon. We are too dependent upon oil. And if you look at everything that's going on in the world around us, I don't want to say it's a perfect storm, but I think that this is going to be here for a while. And at the end of the day, at least for us as a company, we have to get back to domestic oil and gas for independence. And there's no way around it. And I think other people are starting to believe that as far as the investor, because in the last 6 months, I have people, as far as investors and partners and clients, calling me that have been in other areas that are now starting to call me asking, hey, I want to look more closely at this because I think this is a play for us for the future for a long time to come. So no matter where you're at or where you stand across the board, I think you should have some part of energy, whether it's with my company or another company in the energy field, to make us independent as far as domestic oil and gas and quit relying on others.
I think that's a really strong message to go and finish the interview on. We really look forward to seeing you at our Minds and Money Miami event. We really wish Hornet Corporation all the best for 2023. That was Ronald Fowler, Chief Operating Officer of the Hornet Corporation. Thank you very much for your time today, Ronald.
Thank you very much.